Picture this, the G20 summit is on in South Africa. World leaders have come together, the cameras are rolling, and the world's attention is glued to Toria. That's when news breaks that President Sir Ramaphosa will be resigning. No farewell address, no smooth transition. Fin. Just like that, the president's gone, and power hangs there in the air, like smoke. Inside ANC headquarters, panic spreads like wildfire, ringing phones, whispering ministers, scrambling senior leaders. The ruling party is already bleeding support but is staring straight into a leadership crisis that could shatter what little stability remains. Tonight, we expose growing fears inside the ANC that Ramaphosa is already in the departure lounge ready to walk away before the storm he promised to end finally swallows him whole. And the truth is far darker because while he prepares his exit, the battle for the presidency has already begun. Let's go back behind the closed doors of Latuli House. A senior ANC insider reportedly said he has made up his mind. He's leaving. We are just waiting for him to say it. This rumor has spread like a virus through the party structures, through parliament, through cabinet, through the provinces, and nobody has answers. One would expect the president to brief the ANC leadership, but he hasn't. The silence is louder than any announcement. It tells a story. A story of a man who may believe that this political war can no longer be won. But as the president's silence grows, one name keeps rising to the surface. Paul Mashatile. Mashatile, the deputy. The man constitutionally next in line. Behind the scenes, he has been preparing for this moment, meeting business leaders, building networks, strengthening alliances. He knows the party is fractured. And those fractures might be his only path to power. But just as Moss Haile edges closer to the top seat, another old warhorse steps into the ring. Reed Mantak, chairperson of the ANC, the veteran strategist, a man who refuses to watch this organization collapse without him steering the wheel. Sources say Mantak is quietly campaigning for interim president in case Ramaphosa resigns just long enough to weaken Mashal long enough to convince the ANC that he, not the deputy, is the true defender of the movement. We've seen this movie before, ANC presidents don't go quietly into the good night. When they pushed out Thabo Mbeki, chaos followed. When they forced Jacob Zuma to resign, chaos followed. Now, with Ramaphosa considering his exit, here come the ghosts of those battles. Let's be honest, Ramaphosa came to the presidency as the man who would clean up, the man who fought corruption, a man who promised reform, a man trusted by global investors, a man trusted by the business community. But his political support inside the ANC, it has never been more fragile than it is right now. The party's been drifting further away from him, province by province, alliance by alliance. He's no longer the center of gravity, he is no longer the man that the ANC looks toward for its survival. His leadership has been blamed for the collapse of Eskom, the rise in unemployment and crime, election support dropping to historic lows, the humiliation of losing national power for the first time, and the biggest wound, the ANC forced into a government of national unity sitting at the same table with the DA, the very opposition it once swore to defeat. Inside ANC meetings, some leaders now whisper, Ramaphosa has delivered the party into the hands of the enemy. So when rumors say he might step down, it's not disbelief you hear inside the movement. It's relief. For many in the ANC, a new leader means a new chance at unity, a reset, a fresh shield against the next election. But herein comes the danger. Replacing Ramaphosa does not heal the wound, it exposes it. Mashatile has rivals everywhere, especially in the provinces. His enemies call him a transactional politician, too close to business interests, too hungry for power. Some even fear his presidency could create new factions, new corruption wars, new instability. Man powerful, experienced, but he represents the old guard and the youth structures have already rejected a future under his leadership. So if Ramaphosa walks away now, the ANC walks into a battlefield with no general. Picture that moment, a national address or perhaps a quiet leak to the media followed by overnight chaos. Ministers resign, coalitions collapse, the markets panic, international leaders stunned. This is not a normal transition, this is a political earthquake just waiting for the perfect time to strike. But why would Ramaphosa actually resign now after surviving scandals, fire, party rebellions, and 2 elections? Because this time, the fire is not outside. It's inside his own house. Ramaphosa's biggest allies have retreated. His reform agenda barely exists anymore. His presidency is drifting, reactive, cornered by crisis after crisis. And the G20 summit. It may be the last major global event where he appears as the face of South Africa. A final bow, a final handshake, a final moment of international respect before he exits the domestic nightmare. Think of the headlines. President resigns after gaining international confidence. A smooth conclusion to a messy presidency. Meanwhile, the ANC has weeks, not months, to get ready for impact. They have to choose between a president who wants out, a deputy who wants the job, a chairperson who wants to rewrite the script, while the country looks on with bated breath, angrily, desperately wanting leadership. Because outside the ANC bubble, nobody cares about the internal battles, they care about electricity, crime, unemployment, and whether life will be better tomorrow than it is today. If this transition goes wrong, if the ANC chooses power over people, if the leadership vacuum grows, South Africa could fall further into crisis. Suppose there were another ending. The one where Ramaphosa stays. Where he says, I started this fight. I will finish it. Some ANC elders believe that he has to stay to fix the mess he caused, to stand responsible and prove that renewal was not an empty slogan. Critics say if he leaves now, he dumps all failures on someone else. Maybe, just maybe, he has grown tired of holding up a divided party that no longer listens. Maybe he does not want to be a ceremonial president while others pull the strings. Maybe he sees the road ahead is only going to get darker. What we know is this: the ANC is terrified. Terrified of a future without Ramaphosa. Terrified of a future with Moshatile. Terrified of a future with Mantashe. Terrified because no matter who wins, the party keeps losing. South Africa is at a turning point. The ruling party is at a breaking point. And the biggest secret in the union buildings may soon become the biggest story in the nation. Cyril Ramaphosa is getting ready to go. Not with a bang, not with a fight, but with quiet, dangerous finality. As the G20 summit approaches, the world will watch the president, but the ANC will watch the door, because the next person who walks through it could become the next president of South Africa. And that announcement, whether tomorrow, next week, or during the summit, will change everything. So stay alert, because when the moment comes, there won't be warning shots, only shockwaves.